of the Yosemite Community College Board of Trustees. And our purpose is to preside over the election of the board chair. And let me just share with the audience, Ed Code Section 72,000 requires that the annual organizational meeting of the Board of Trustees be conducted within 15 days after the first Friday in December, which brings us to today. We are electing a new chair for the coming year. And
Are we ready for a motion?
yes,
I would like to nominate Darren.
I'll second Darren Garrett's nomination.
okay, we have a motion and it has been seconded.
I'll move that the nominations be closed and
Okay,
call for a vote.
nomination has closed, and so let's have a vote. Ayes or noes? Those who are in favor of Darren Garrett as our new chair? Aye, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, object? No objection. So Darren Garrett is the new chair of the YCCD. The gavel goes over to him, and the new chair will conduct the rest of the elections.
Yes, I better turn my microphone. Thank you all very much for this opportunity. You know, we still have a lot of work to do, and I look forward to working with everybody and moving this organization forward with help from all of you and from the chancellor and the cabinet and employees and other constituency groups. We're going to continue to make this a great organization, so thank you very much. And with that, we'll move on to item 1.3, which is the election of the vice chair.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to nominate Lynn Martin as vice chair.
And I would like to nominate Leslie Beggs as vice chair.
Okay, so we have a nomination moved forward by Trustee Viss for Lynn Martin as vice chair, and a motion by Ann DiMartini for Leslie Beggs as vice chair.
I second the motion to nominate Leslie.
Okay, we have a second on the motion to nominate Leslie Beggs for vice chair. Are there any further motions or seconds on the existing motions? Okay, are there any additional motions for the position of vice chair? Okay, hearing no additional motions, I recommend we close the nominating period for vice chair. We have a motion and a second on the floor for Leslie Beggs as vice chair. I'll give anyone one more opportunity. Is there any additional motion for Lynn Martin?
I'll second it then. Did you make a motion?
I moved.
I'll second it.
Okay, so we have a second now on the nomination, or excuse me, for nominating Lynn Martin to the position of vice chair by Trustee Abe Rojas. So since the nominating period is closed, we'll call for the vote on Lynn Martin as vice chair for the Board of Trustees. And I believe, Madam Secretary, or are you, stenographer, that should be a roll call vote, correct? Okay. Well, I think any time now that it's not going to be unanimous, and it probably won't be, then we are required to do a roll call vote, correct? Okay. So on the motion of Lynn Martin for vice chair, we'll take a roll call vote. So those in favor of Lynn Martin for vice chair, please raise your hands. Okay, so we have Abe, keep them up, Abe, Don, and Lynn. So we have 3 votes for Lynn Martin. Now I'll take the showing of hands for Leslie Beggs as vice chair. We have 4. So that moves Leslie Beggs forward as vice chair. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll now move on to item 1.4, reorganization of the Board of Trustees, appoint secretary to the Board of Trustees. Recommended action that the Board of Trustees appoints Chancellor Henry Young as secretary to the Board of Trustees. And do we need a motion on this, or is it a routine and cut? We need a motion? Okay, so is there a motion to appoint Chancellor Young as the secretary to the Board of Trustees?
I'll make
Um,
A motion by Abe Rojas,
I'll second it.
second by Leslie Beggs. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Moving on now to item 1.5, reorganization of the Board of Trustees, appoint stenographer for the Board of Trustees. Recommended action that the Board of Trustees appoints Graciela Molina as the stenographer for the Board of Trustees. Is there a motion for this item?
I'll move the recommendation.
Okay, we have a motion by Ann DiMartini,
Second.
second by Lynn Martin. Any further questions or discussions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So moved. Moving on now to item 1.6, reorganization of the Board of Trustees, designate time and place of regular meetings. Recommended action that the Board of Trustees designate the time and place of the regular meetings of the Board of Trustees.
Well, I move that we keep our meetings the second Wednesday of each month for our regular meetings at the times that were 3:30 for a closed session, 5:30 for open session.
Second.
And to be held here at the meeting, the board meeting room of the district office, correct?
Except for the 2 meetings that are held up at Columbia College.
on the second Wednesday.
In March and October.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so that'll be the motion. Moved by Ann DiMartini. Is there a second?
John?
Second.
Second by John Rodriguez. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. 1.7, reorganization of the Board of Trustees, appoint member to serve on the Association of Stanislaus County School Boards. Currently, that position is being filled by trustee Abe Rojas. Is there any other, Abe, do you want to continue to do that?
If nobody else wants to do it.
Okay. I'm not showing an eager showing of hands here, so.
That'll be fine.
Okay. And is that a chair appointment, or do we need a motion? Motion?
I would like to suggest that the same person who serves on the Association of Stanislaus County School Boards be the same person itemized in 1.8, the voting representative. It really should be the same person. So I'll move that we appoint Abe Rojas to serve on the Association of Stanislaus County School Boards and to be the voting representative to attend the Stanislaus County annual meeting.
Okay, so that'll take in item 1.8 as well. Is that okay? Okay. So, thank you, trustee DiMartini, for that. And Abe, thank you for volunteering. So is there a second on that motion?
I'll second it.
A second by Leslie Beggs. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Reorganization of the Board, this is item 1.9, excuse me, reorganization of the Board of Trustees, appoint member to serve on the Valley Insurance Program / Joint Powers Agency Board of Directors. And again, we currently have trustee Abe Rojas serving in that position, and he's indicating that he will continue to volunteer and sacrifice for the good of the board for that. So are there any other volunteers for that position? Seeing no willing volunteers, is anyone inclined to make a motion to appoint Abe Rojas to item 1.9, the Valley Insurance Program and JPA Board of Directors.
Move to approve.
Moved by trustee Rodriguez. Is there a second? Second by trustee Lynn Martin. Is there any further questions, comments? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So moved. Moving on to item 1.10, reorganization of the Board of Trustees. Appoint 3 members to serve on the Finance Standing Committee. Currently, those members are trustees Abe Rojas, Don Viss, and Darren Garrett. I have no problem continuing to serve on that. Are my fellow peers willing to continue in that capacity? I'm getting an affirmative. All right, great, thank you. Any other individuals would like to volunteer? It's really exciting stuff, finance, come on. No? Okay. Is there a motion for that item?
So moved.
Okay, moved by Abe Rojas,
Second.
second by trustee DeMartini. Is there any further questions, comments, discussion? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So moved. Item 1.11, reorganization of Board of Trustees. Appoint 3 members to serve on the Standing Policy Committee. Currently, we have trustees Ann DeMartini, Leslie Beggs, and Lynn Martin serving on that committee. Is anyone else inclined to volunteer for that? Seeing no willing volunteers.
I'd like to continue.
I'd like to continue. I know, Lynn, you're very involved in that, so thank you. Leslie, okay, so we have our 3 volunteers. Is there a motion for that?
So moved.
So moved by trustee Rojas. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Rodriguez. Any further discussion? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So moved. Okay, reorganization of the Board of Trustees. This is item 1.12. Chair appoint members member to serve on the MJC Foundation. Currently, that's being filled by trustee Beggs, and I'm getting a hand that she's willing to volunteer. Anyone else? I know, John, you had a desire early on to do that, so no, it's all right. So Leslie, thank you. So we'll appoint Leslie Beggs to continue serving in that capacity. Thank you. 1.13, reorganization of Board of Trustees, Chair appoint member to serve on the Columbia College Foundation. Lynn, thank you very much. So Lynn Martin will continue in that capacity. Item 1.14, Chair appoint member to serve on the Great Valley Museum Foundation, and I know, Ann, you enjoy that, so
I'll be happy to continue.
thank you. Item, now that takes care of everything, and now I'll open it up for public comment. Nobody? Public comment? Nothing? Such a lively group. Okay. Seeing no one coming forward to public comment, this board will now reconvene into closed session as indicated on the agenda. The agenda indicates what those closed session items are, and the government code section authorizing us to move into and discuss those items into closed session. And with that, we'll move into closed session and reconvene the meeting to the public portion at 5:30. Thank you.